It's wonderful to see so many of you here. The leadership and intellectual power that you bring to this debate, the constituents in terms of your organizations that you represent. It's my honor to join my colleagues in being part of this welcoming CAPAC ceremony. I'm so pleased that we're joined by our former member, Congressman Underwood. Thank you for joining us, Congressman Underwood. And he has so many titles: Congressman, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Secretary, Norm Mineta. Thank you for honoring us with your presence. I'm so pleased to join Congresswoman Chu, Congressman Sablon, Congressman Honda, Congressman Bobby Scott, and many of our other members who will be coming in the course of the day. I have the privilege of representing San Francisco, and I see some San Franciscans already. We take great pride in California that we have over 5 million Asian Pacific Americans in our California, far ahead of other states. We have numbers and percentages, and we're very proud of that for what it means. Because we believe that over the couple of 100 years that we have been blessed with newcomers to our country from the Asian Pacific area, we have not only welcomed them, many of them through the Golden Gate, but they have made every newcomer, with their determination, their optimism, their hope for the future, their family values, their commitment to community, to work, to academics, to the work ethic and to academics. Every one of the newcomers from the Asian Pacific area has made America more American with your determination and optimism for the future. Now, some of you have been here, your families, for centuries, some for decades, and maybe some for days. But all of you, a reinvigoration of America, and that is our strength, the constant reinvigoration of new people. And we must appreciate that and welcome that. Congresswoman Judy Chu, the chair of CAPAC, is a great leader. We're so proud of her. So proud that under her leadership, building on the hard work and leadership and success of others, she was able to increase the number from 30 to 42 of members of our caucus, people taking pride in their association, recognizing the numbers in their districts of people of CAPAC heritage. And also, she has set up the first meeting with the President of the United States, which says a lot about our President, but it also says about Judy Chu, that this meeting is taking place with the AAPI community. Congressman Honda, whom I referenced earlier, spent 7 years as head of CAPAC. We're very proud of his leadership. He's worked throughout his entire career to strengthen the AAPI community. Thank you, Mr. Honda, for that. I know that we're honoring Senator Daniel Akaka at the meeting this week, and isn't that appropriate? The first Chinese American to serve in the Congress of the United States, and to do so with such dignity, such pride. He was our colleague in the House, so we take some level of pride in the recognition that you are giving here. It is appropriate, of course, that we come together in Asian Pacific Heritage Month, a time to celebrate the extraordinary achievements of the AAPI community and the great diversity of our nation. Asian and Pacific Islanders are the fastest growing. I know Judy said this, Congresswoman Chu, our chairwoman, said this earlier. The fastest growing population in the United States. Your interest, and indeed interest of all Americans, are well represented in the Congress by the CAPAC members. This year, CAPAC has led the way on issues from civil liberties and voting rights to creating jobs and strengthening small businesses to working toward eliminating health disparities and on behalf of comprehensive immigration reform. CAPAC is now hard at work on legislation introduced by Congresswoman Chu, which she nicely referenced in her introduction, to express the regret of Congress for the Chinese Exclusion Act and other discriminatory laws. Thank you, Judy Chu, for your leadership in that regard. As the legislation says, it will not erase the past, but it will illuminate the injustices of our national experience and help build a better and stronger nation. You've worked hard to build bipartisan support for the bill, and we remain hopeful that the Republicans will allow us to vote on this legislation during this Asian Pacific Heritage Month. In order to have moral authority around the world, we must speak out on injustices, present or past, here at home. I was very honored recently to participate in ceremonies in Washington, many of you were here, and in San Francisco to award the Congressional Gold Medal, the highest award Congress can bestow, to the 100th Infantry Battalion, the 142nd Regimental Command Team, and the Military Intelligence Service. The cause of these British patriots was not just the end of fascism, but took us closer to ending discrimination in our own country. They fought on behalf of America's ideal of equality, which really didn't exist at that time. But that is our heritage and our hope. At that time, Norm, I talked about your extraordinary service in the Congress, both that day when you were with us and honored us with your presence here in the Capitol, but also in San Francisco. Your many friends support your leadership on all these important issues. Let's hear it for Norman now. Legislation to honor these proud accomplishments of these people are just part of it, and we like to take some level of pride in the work that our AAPI members participated in passing a health care reform bill which brought the perspective to end health disparities in our country. Very important. And to take public health concerns like hepatitis B to the forefront. That campaign for us was launched in Chinatown in San Francisco because of the challenges that are faced in the community, our community there across the board, not just in the AAPI community, but it's in the bill. Small businesses, we passed legislation to create jobs and provide tax relief for 1.5 million AAPI-owned small businesses. Make college more affordable with the largest investment in student aid in our nation's history, and we will keep fighting to ensure that student loan interest rates don't double this summer and that we fight attempts to lessen Pell Grants for our students who want to go to school. And the DREAM Act, in the House, with bipartisan support, we passed the DREAM Act to give young immigrants a chance to get education, serve our country, and earn their citizenship. And I thank our AAPI members for helping us take us down that path. Others in Congress have different priorities, and we have to look at this budget and its impact, the budget debate and its impact on AAPI communities. The choice that members of Congress are going to have to make is a clear one. We have a budget that is being put forth and written up in caucus in the budget committee last night, and I don't know if they're finished today yet, that would end the Medicare guarantee. It would say to seniors, in 10 years, we will end the guarantee. In the meantime, seniors will pay $6,400 more for fewer benefits. And by the way, at the same time, we're going to give a tax cut of $400,000 to people making over $1 million a year. How could that be fair? How could that be a statement of our values? And that won't hit 900,000 members of the community. 900,000 members of the AAPI community will be affected by that. That budget will destroy 4 million jobs, again, giving tax cuts to the high end that are not creating jobs, and instead of removing subsidies from big oil, they're saying to the middle class, you're going to have to pay for that. It slashes Medicare, which covers nearly 25% of all AAPI children. It eliminates Pell Grants for 400,000 students. So you have to, as you're here, I mean, when we see you come here, we're so excited. It's like the fresh recruits have arrived. The cavalry has come to the hill to bring strength for America's working families, for the great diversity of our country, in particular for the AAPI community. So your voice is being heard here is very important. We can only accomplish so much with our inside maneuvering here. The outside mobilization is absolutely essential to having the right policy for our country, to respect our diversity, to grow our middle class and make it thrive, and to strengthen our democracy, which is why many families came here in the first place from all over the world. And so we have to have that battle of the budget. And hopefully we can come to some bipartisan agreement. That's always our goal. I would say in my district, and I love to go home to my district, because you just get in the car and drive around and you see everything. And you go through Chinatown and you think, oh, this is great, Japantown. But you know what? These populations are citywide populations, right? In our community. So we feel very, very, very blessed. And I feel even a little bit sad for some of my colleagues who don't have that invigoration, that joy to behold. Because I always say, when it comes to a community, the beauty is in the mix. And that is the beauty of America, the mix that we have, the mix that you bring to it. Asian and Pacific Island Americans will continue to help shape our nation, define its future. This month in particular, it is an honor for all of us to participate in celebrating the rich contribution and vibrant communities that represent AAPI. So thank you. I wish you much luck in your deliberations. I'll see you later at the event. Aren't we excited that President Obama, thank you Judy too, that President Obama and Mr. Honda and others, aren't we proud that the President of the United States will be joining us. And I'm sure he takes great pride in being raised in Hawaii, for part of his life, a place that is blessed with beautiful diversity from the AAPI community. And his experience, his Asian American appreciation goes even beyond that. So on behalf of our House Democrats, in the spirit of bipartisanship, with great hopes for the future, congratulations on Heritage Month, and good luck in your deliberations. Thank you.